10 fascinating facts about Qatar and why do men outnumber women here by such a huge number? No forest. If we told you there are countries in our world that have no forest area whatsoever, would you believe us? Well, to be precise, there are 4 such countries in the world. And needless to say, Qatar is one of them. It has no forest whatsoever. The other 3 are San Marino, Greenland and Oman. The irony is even Greenland has no green forest. Wow! One of the richest. Qatar is very rich is an understatement. The reality is that Qatar is insanely rich. Qatar's per capita GDP is $127,600, according to the International Monetary Fund. Now that is definitely in top 2. Just to give you an idea of how rich Qatar is, according to 2010 figures, if you say that as citizens have a purchasing power of 100, then in the UK the number is 75.7, 26th overall, while the purchasing power of Qataris is 187.1. In 2020, this number has only increased. Immigration? Not a problem. Immigration is not a problem at all in Qatar. In fact, it is one of the coolest countries in the world when it comes to immigration. Its total population is about 2.7 million people, and yet among these, immigrant workers, mostly from South Asia and the Philippines, outnumber native Qataris by about 8 to 1. This is the biggest ratio of migrants to citizens in the world. Global warming? Well, they burn it. Things don't look good when it comes to carbon footprints for this nation. Qataris own a lot of oil, and at the same time, they burn a lot of that as well. By most calculations, Qataris are by far the largest per capita emitters of carbon dioxide in the world, with each person accounting for an estimated 49.1 tons in 2008. To give you a little idea, that compares with 18 tons each in the US, and 8.5 in the UK. 2. Obese. It is one of the 20 most obese countries in the world. We know that it is super rich. You also need to know that they have huge buffets. In fact, the Doha Marriott has a 100-meter buffet, offering everything from a full English to sushi and tacos. Why aren't we surprised with the fact that they are obese? The growth rate. Qatar is one of the fastest growing countries in the world. On average, the country's economy expanded by 12.9% each year from 2000 to 2010, compared with China's 10.5%. This is the 4th highest growth rate in the world. Urbanization. It wouldn't be wrong to say that Qatar is arguably the most urbanized country in the world. 99% of residents count themselves as town or city dwellers. Only countries like Hong Kong, Singapore and Bermuda can match up to this level of urbanization. Men outnumber women. The gender ratio in this country is absolutely terrible. There are 2 men for every woman in Qatar. Why? Because it's a land built by immigrants, most of whom are young and are men, who are probably helping to build a stadium for the 2022 Football World Cup right now. The ratio is so poor that women have to look outside to find a suitable groom for themselves. The most expensive teddy at their airport. We are sure the teddy they have at the airport is arguably the most expensive in the world. Lamp Bear by Swiss artist Urs Fischer sits inside Hamad International Airport, which cost them around $6.8 million. Now that is a lot of money for a teddy. But again, this is a country of rich people, so well, such purchases are expected. Weren't all these facts about Qatar absolutely crazy? Do you know of more that we might have missed? Hit us up with them and we'll surely add it the next time. Free speech? Not really. If you think you can go to Qatar and exercise your human right of free speech, you are wrong. The concept of free speech doesn't really exist in Qatar. A new constitution in 2005 was supposed to guarantee press freedom, but in 2011, The regime sentenced a poet, Muhammad ibn al-Dibal Jami, to life prison, later commuted to 15 years, for daring to poke fun at them. You cannot ridicule the authority under any circumstances.